Hello, my crafty friends and creatives from around the globe. Welcome to Heather and Jan's studio, or welcome back. And if you've been here before, thanks for stopping back. If you've never been here before, I create with paper to make junk journals and items to go inside of our junk journals and some other random paper crafts. And if you like things like that and you want to indulge in some junk journaling or paper crafting, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you'll know when I post new videos. And if you find this video interesting, I hope you'll like it and share it and give me some love in the comments, because that really helps the channel grow and it helps me get the video out to more people, and it just lets YouTube know that you enjoyed it. All right, so here we are today in the studio. We are going to make these journal covers. I'm not going to really put anything in them, but these are similar to the journal covers I make as part of my grungy pockets. So I include a mini journal, and it's about this size. And so what I did on these is I took some old book pages out of a Winnie the Pooh book, which is what we'll use today, an Alice in Wonderland book, and this is a Bookhouse children's reading book. And I just incorporated them into the covers, and we're going to do the same today. So all you really need is an old shopping bag, grocery bag, or you could just use some cardstock or some paper that you have around. Most papers will work for this. An old book or some type of image, even a magazine image would work in here. You can crop out just the section you want, and you want to make sure that when you cut it out, you cut it out a little bigger than the spot that you're going to be filling in. So we'll look through Winnie the Pooh here quick and see if we can find something that we can use. Oh, this is cute. Christopher Robin and Pooh. Let's see if I can get it out of here without destroying it. All right, so this is what we're going to use on ours. We'll put this away. And I have already pre-cut these to 9 inches long by 6 inches wide. And I did 2 of them. You can iron them if you want them a little flatter. It doesn't really matter much to me because I'm going to sew these around. So you can see, and you don't have to, you know, if you don't like to sew, you can just glue them and then just decorate them. But I do sew mine all the way around, so that's why I have 2. And since we're going to be putting this in between, to make sense. So let's see, I'm going to have to do this really strange. This may not be the best picture. Hang on, because you see the words are here. I would have to be very careful about my tearing, and this isn't a very big, you know what, let's take the challenge. We're gonna go for it. Let's try it. Hey, the worst thing is we have to make another one. That doesn't sound so horrible, does it? No, it does not. So I'm just gonna cut this down somewhat so it's more manageable. Like so. We'll save these because I like to sew them up and make little ribbons for the sides of my journals. All right, the next thing we have to do is fold the sheet so we know we're not going over the center line, right? We don't want, we kind of want to center our image here in our cover, and we don't want to tear too far over. So I like to just know where my center is, and I want to make sure that my picture is going to somewhat fit on the cover, and it will. I'm just going to cut a hair more off of this, like so. Okay, so that'll fit like that. All right, so now for the fun part. Sometimes this is a little challenging. It takes a little work, but what I like to do is get me started in the center somewhere. So I'll just cut this with my paper cutter, my little box cutter thing here. And then I'm going to start tearing just enough so I can put the picture behind and kind of gauge where else I need to tear this. And you can go slow. Don't go too fast. It can kind of get out of control and get away from you quick, especially with paper. You know how it is. All right, it looks like I have to go up a little on this side. So I'm just going to go up Let's see what we get. I know I have to kind of get this wonky little space. So, all right, so that works. Now I need to come down. So I'm just gonna pull down a bit here. Go down. We want to see poo. I can clean this up here. I want to see that Pooh Bear. We can kind of come over a little here to see Eeyore and Piglet on the top of the stairs. Like so. Just gonna go over a tiny bit. So you can see, you want to play with it. Take your time. I mean, it's a piece of art, so take your time to make it special. Just a little more this way. Trying to keep the words out but get the pictures in, which is challenging with this one. There we go. All right, so we lost Pooh's head. We're just going to come down a little more on this side. We can get good old Pooh Bear in there. This picture is so reminiscent of grandchildren. I love it. Okay, and there we go. So, and you can tear more. I mean, you can, do whatever you do. You make it look the way you want it to look and get as much or as little as that picture in there as you want. A tiny bit more. All right, and then what I like to do, this is going to come as a shock, is I like to grunge it up before I sew it. And again, you don't have to sew it. I choose to sew it, but I'm using Vintage Photo, my fave. And I'm just going to go around the outside of this. And I'm doing this all before I do any kind of sewing. It's because obviously when I sew around it, it is going to be a little harder. All right, so that's that. And you can get as grungy as you want there. There we go, like so. I think that's good. And now I'm just going to take it over to the sewing machine. As you can see, I'm not doing any kind of straight lines. I'm doing that crazy madman stitching that I love so much. And, I went around a few times to kind of give it that look of being overstitched. And I like the black thread against this. You could also just draw with a marker, a fine line marker, and just, kind of make it so that it does the same effect. So let me go stitch this. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back and I am stitched now. And that will fit over that nicely. I have this little bit, I think I need to leave that there though, don't I? Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, and that's it. I'm gonna cut off the loose ends because in this case, they just tend to get in the way. You can leave them if you like them, if you've stitched. And again, you don't have to stitch. You can paint, you can draw. You can put little, those crystal dots, the liquid dots around the outside, or you can just leave it. I mean, there's no reason to have to do anything to it, really. All right, so now that I have this, what I want to do is I want to glue this to the actual picture so it stays in place as I sew the rest of this. All right, and it looks like I'm going to have to take just a hair off of here, just so it's not in the crease. All right, so this way. All right, there we go. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to hold this here, and I'm going to fold this over a little. I don't want to lose my spot. I don't want to lose where I want this to line up. So I'm just going to hold that, and then I'm just going to put a dab of glue really close to the edge here, and I'm using art glitter glue. You use what you have. Any kind of glue that holds paper to paper will work. All right, and so we'll glue this down first, like so. And then we'll just lift on this side and glue down the rest. And I like to get it real close to that opening so that it doesn't lift there. I have a little here I have to get. All right, and you can, you know, you can do a little more if you want, just to keep it in place, like so. All right, so there we have that. And now I'm just going to take my second piece here and attach it like so. And I'm going to take it to the sewing machine again. I'm just going to do around the edges, but at this point you can just also glue it down to your back piece and keep it as it is. But let me go sew this up and I'll be right back. Okay, she is stitched up, and now I just want to fold it back over, and it's a little off to the left, but that's okay because that gives me some room. I could put a long word down this side, or I could put a decoration down that side, whatever works for you. I like to go back in and continue to distress the outside of this and the inside of this. So you'll see here I distress the rest of this after I stitched it, and I just did a combination of zigzag and straight stitch. It's very messy. You could also choose to kind of do this crazy stitching around and go around a few times, or again, you know, you don't have to stitch. But that is our tutorial today. It's super easy, and then you can just, you know, fold your pages and do a quick stitch in there. And use it, or this would make a cute little greeting card, wouldn't it? I mean, I think this is adorable. You could just write your sentiment in here and decorate the inside. It would be a fun way to, you know, make your own greeting card. That's not the traditional type that you buy in the store, or isn't one of the stamped ones that we see a lot of. So just some ideas there of what you can do. Lots of old books or magazine pictures that you could choose from. I really, really, really hope you'll make one. And thanks for joining me for this simple little tutorial today. If you did enjoy it, like I said, just go ahead and hit that like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know some of the stuff you'd like to see on the channel and how you like this particular tutorial. And I hope I will see you in the next video. Have a great day or night. Bye!